Huh?
It's going. We're doing it.
Okay. Huh?
Once again.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's podcast, which this week will be brought to you by Fancy Foods and Souptober, and also something else that I'll remember later.
Souptober is my favorite Tober. That's not necessarily true. This week's podcast is also brought to you by Strikes and the Metaverse.
I am your host, Madison.
I am your other host, Jesse James. Welcome to our conversational leftist mukbang. Are we in reality? Or do you see me and a shirt you can buy?
I mean, mostly just the latter.
Yeah. That's usually...
I just see the potential to purchase a shirt. That's mostly what I see in front of me right now.
Generally, that's what most people see when I'm walking around. Yeah. So, I have a lot of food over here. Do you want to start, or should I?
Sure. I can start. Mine will be shorter. I don't have a lot of food going on. I have a half finished Dr. Pepper.
Half Dr. Pepper. That's a great start.
It's flat. So there's that. I have a pack of these that I imagine I will be getting somewhat far into. This is a Two Towns Cider House cider in the flavor Maid Marian. So it's like a blackberry.
I almost got one of those last night, or I guess yesterday evening. I went to the movies, like a tiny Vax theater, and that was their special for the night.
It's pretty good.
All right.
It's not bad. I mean,
it sounds good.
Yeah, most ciders I'm generally on board with. It's nice and it's not like super duper sweet, so
okay,
that's good. I have that. I obviously have this.
Yeah. Threes?
Huh?
Threes?
Yeah, so I've recently realized the distinction for me is that if I have to do anything relatively productive, I have to stick with these. Otherwise, there are problems.
Hey, that's a good safety.
Yeah, so it's like, if I'm going to sit down and do nothing, sixes are an option. But if I have to sit down and talk or be engaged in any sort of capacity, this is the workings in. And then for food, well, actually, I guess for food I do have some more exciting things that are, I'm not going to get them, but no one's going to be able to see this, but I have a bag full of DoorDash Jack in the Box munchie meal.
Excellent. I can see the drink off camera to the right.
The drink is I didn't want to get a Dr. Pepper or like a soda, so I got a tea, and it's
extremely sweet.
It's actually not sweet at all.
Oh, okay.
It's just a regular tea, which is fine, but I was kind of expecting a sweet tea, so I'm just waiting to do something with it.
Alcohol.
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah. So I'm just keeping that as a potential thing for later. There's a lot of fries in a bag over there.
I really fucking wish I had that. I might actually, after we're done, go physically to a Jack in the Box and make a mistake.
That's a really great place to do it, especially in the nighttime hours. I kind of wonder about how the Jack in the Box people feel about fulfilling an order for a munchie meal at 11 a.m., but
I know if I worked there, I would feel fantastic about it.
I think they should. I don't know if that's reality, but
I got the chance a day ago, I think. Time's fucked. A day ago, I got the chance to trick a bunch of upstanding cafe workers into thinking that I was just up at 7 a.m. And I got, a latte and some warm pastry. But little did they know that I was just a dirtbag who was still out.
This is still my evening. This is not my morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Whatever. But I think that's my food situation. I do have the crumbs of a bag of flaming hot barbecue Lays still.
Those aren't hot, but they're good, right? Like
they are good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think go back 5 episodes and you can see me try them. They're tasty.
They are. Yeah. I liked them.
That was definitely those conchas obviously are really good, but those chips, I thought it was important that you chip out with them for a while.
Yeah, I did.
Excellent.
I did hard. It's not much left. So.
All right. Well, I got a weird mishmash. So I just got back from the H Mart a little bit ago, picking up some various things. For regular food, I guess. For this is my lunch, maybe.
Yeah.
I got 3 slices of herb salami, and I got the rest of a box of salad.
Okay, nice.
I'll be getting down on that. Congratulations, everybody who gets to watch me eat this. Now, for more exciting things, Natalie purchased these Sindangdong Tteokbokki Korean snacks.
Oh shit! Is it supposed to be like the fried rice cake kind of thing? Yeah. Hell yeah.
And it's emulating that, but it's little like Taki almost versions. But it's got the like sweetness and all the flavor to it. Yeah. It's very much like a dry, or not a like pre-cooked ramen, but a little bit sweet and like flavored.
That sounds pretty good. That's kind of what I always want those to be like, because the gochujang sauce is always more sweet than I anticipate it being.
Yeah.
And I've ordered the rice cakes like at Korean barbecue before, and they're always just like sweeter than I want them to be.
Yeah, so I'm obviously still in the university corner for this week, but when I was over at Mary's, I had access to the just full rice cakes. They would sell them at the end of the night there, and like I like those, but I wish they had meat in them almost. Like they need something to balance out the sweetness.
Yeah, they're pretty substantial. Every time I get the rice cakes, I usually just throw a couple into like a ramen or something, because I can't just sit and eat a bowl of those.
They're good for really spicy ramen.
Yeah, fair.
Up next, I got some single serve Japanese cheesecakes.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah. I'll be enjoying that momentarily. I got this also. I got a red bean donut. This thing is like 1.5 pounds. It is very small and it is extremely heavy. And the sugar is just caked on the inside of that bag. So that's going to be very good. I got I got cat allergies.
Yeah.
I got a bag of Li-Hing strawberries, so basically just sour strawberry strips. Mm-hmm. I will try some of those. I got this is the Bacchus energy drink. They made it into a gummy with a jelly in the middle. And the ingredients on the back list desorbitol, taurine, vitamins, what you want in a good gummy. So I'm excited to try that.
It's basically a gummy vitamin.
Oh, yeah, an energy gummy vitamin.
Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong with that. I got a little bit of my my iced coffee that I make from the morning coffee. I made morning coffee at like 2, so whatever. It's fresh that way. I got a little backup Rainier.
Of course. It's really just a palate cleanser.
A little backup Rainier. And then I also, for my main drink course, have this Chummy Cool.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to be enjoying some Korean soju Chummy Cool very shortly.
I'm jealous of that.
It's got a little penguin on it. So you know it's good.
Nice. I experienced soju for the first time, like, at the time I went to Korean barbecue a while ago with my friends, and all of the memes about it being like, oh, I'm sitting down, this is juice, and it's fine, and I'll just drink this, and then you stand up and you're fucked. Yeah, it's all true. It's super true.
I have the opposite problem. Every time I go to Korean barbecue and have like cups and cups of soju, including at Mary's place, I never feel it. It feels like it is juice. And then when I stand up, I still don't feel it. So I make the mistake of having other drinks afterwards, and then I feel that.
And then your organs fail.
Yeah, then I go to another place and have a regular drink and realize, oh wait, all of that soju was alcoholic.
Yeah. I don't feel anything, but your liver is just like, please, for the love of God.
Yeah.
Please, no.
Yeah. I need more communicative organs is what I need.
I need less communicative organs. I would like them to stop communicating with me altogether. That would be
great. I'd be fine with that.
Sure, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. How do you just do like a 100% organ transplant?
Doctor, flip them.
I would like to switch insides with this person, please. Yeah. Just the tradesies, you know.
There's takesies, backsies. It doesn't really matter. Just try it out.
This is already almost gone. So before we get into more, I'm gonna get a couple backup situations. I'm gonna fuck up my nails opening those. I already know it.
Yeah, if you didn't notice, Madison has done some nail work. I think it was finished right before this started. So if you see black bits on everything she's using or eating, that's why. Oh man, I have to eat some of this human food before I get into the rest, or it's gonna be bad news. So who out there, you can email us at it's this week's podcast, all one word, at gmail.com. Who out there is already a member of the metaverse? Is it everyone? Hopefully.
Okay. I'm good.
How are the nails?
They're fine right now. I'm worried about opening these. I think it's gonna be people emailing me about work stuff past 7 p.m. Go do something else.
Yeah, that's not a work time.
Not anymore. It's not. Not even if I wanted it to be. Yeah, I can't do this with this.
Is Jenny gone? You can't yell for Jenny?
She is gone. Oh! I'm a genius.
Wow. Wow.
Ha-ha! Ow!
You'll have to see it. Genius.
Alright. Ah, nails intact. Look at this.
There you go.
Well done. Too much.
Let's see, I guess a wrap up from last week. Well, a few things are, but we did watch the first 3 episodes of Midnight Mass. What's your opinion so far? I think it's a little slow for that.
I'd agree. I think it is kind of slow. It's yeah, I don't know. There hasn't been anything that's happened so far other than Raoul Coley being in it.
Yeah.
That is like, I need to see the rest of this. I guess that, and then like the cat thing.
Yeah.
Was kind of intriguing and different, but there's a fly in here. I don't know. I'm a little underwhelmed so far.
Mm-hmm. So everybody I've heard from says that the section we watched is the slow part.
Okay. That would make sense.
Yeah, which is cool. I would like to watch more of it, just to see, but I still, like, right now I'm at the space where I started off and I'm still at the, like, I'd like to see what Raul Coley does in this, but like when we were watching it, we flipped over to an episode of iZombie and I was like, this is good. Like, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say about it that is good, though, is if you grew up in or were around a large amount of religious people when you were younger, it does a really good job of emulating how, even though everybody is in the same, like, community, the people who aren't in the religious part of the community are treated like lesser than. I think they do a good job of showing that.
Mm.
I just don't know if that's like enough to keep me watching it necessarily.
Yeah, I could see that. I think the very beginning was very interesting. Mm-hmm. Like the first couple of sequences. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But I get what they're trying to do with like piquing the interest with that initially and then kind of letting that storyline go, but I feel like it's taking a long time to kind of I want to know what's going on with that.
But, yeah, like they clearly know it's slow because at the end of the like second episode, they have that scene with the abandoned house.
Yeah.
And that should have been the kickoff, I feel like. But they kind of play it off to where you don't really pick up steam again until the end of the third episode, and they're hour-long episodes, so like it's just the pacing isn't quite there.
Yeah. But again, I only saw 3? And then we were also drinking very good tequila for like 2 of those. So
yeah,
what I remember is not probably super great, but
also, yeah. Update on that fucking tequila. Like, goddamn. Thank you for saving some. That shit is amazing.
It's really fucking good.
I've never had. Good. Excellent. I've never had tequila that has a vanilla finish on it. That's a crazy flavor to get on the end of tequila.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I've never had any tequila that had any sort of like other notes of other things to it.
Yeah.
But that one is really dangerously too good.
That's part of why I always like mezcal is because it has that smoke on the end of it. That's a nice additional flavor.
Yeah, it tastes like a smoky leather boot sometimes.
Sometimes.
That's what I want sometimes.
Some people don't like that. Some people aren't fun.
Yeah.
So on the topic of movies, yesterday I went and watched the original Candyman in a theater.
Okay.
That movie, I haven't seen it in quite a while. I probably saw it on TV and that's it. I don't even know when it's from exactly. It seems pretty old, but like it's good.
I remember you telling me that I should watch either is there like a remake coming out? Okay.
The remake came out, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that to me.
And I've heard good things about it. I will watch that soon-ish, I think. Huh? What? Okay, Candyman came out in 95.
Okay. Yeah.
Got my technical support over here.
Good. The fact checkers. Their work.
The most important thing in podcasts is fact checking. Don't forget that.
Yeah, it's a huge component of what we do here. Is checking the facts.
I don't have any apologies this week, so hey, doing good.
I never have any apologies.
Yeah. See, that's how you know you're living right.
It won't happen here.
That's why everybody calls you No Apologies.
Yeah.
No.
Because I'm never sorry about anything or the way things go ever.
Anyway, the Candyman movie from '95. Tony Todd is awesome. He's like a very good sympathetic creep, and it's like it's like a gentrification slash like just straight up like oppression of African American storyline. God damn. And
spinach just hitting hard.
Look, gotta stay healthy.
Vitamin gummies and spinach in the same night. What is this? A health podcast?
Gotta take the edge off the bean donut and the cheesecake.
Yeah.
But I forgot how like jump scary that movie is. And in theater sound, like only see that movie in a theater if you're feeling brave that day, because it definitely has the like, oh, somebody's sitting here, we better have somebody bust in from off screen as loud as possible.
That kind of jump scare is kind of annoying.
It's a little rough on some of it. But if you watch it at home, quiet it down a little, maybe have a slight distraction, I think it'll do well.
Yeah. I've been wanting to watch some. I need to put together a list of like scary movies to watch before the end of Spooktober. Actually, you know what? I've just decided that Spooktober is going to be extended into November because
excellent.
I haven't done anything remotely like Halloween-y yet at all, which is kind of a bummer. But it like hasn't super felt like Halloween time here.
Yeah. When I was out there last week, there was that one strip of houses that was very Halloween-y, and there were people trick-or-treating already, like doing a like pre-trick-or-treat thing.
That's weird.
But that was Halloween-y. Maybe later this week, walking past there would be good. It's
that might get me in the spirit of things.
Also, watching some spooky stuff would be excellent if you have things that you want to watch that you know you want to watch. Yeah.
I need to put together a definitive list of things. I guess there is isn't there? So there's Haunting of Bly Manor. Isn't there like another one?
There's the Haunting of Hill House that was the same like series, but the.
Yeah, so I think it's Hill House is the one that I've seen, and then Bly Manor is the one. Is Coley in that one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one I haven't seen then.
Oh, perfect. I've only seen like maybe the first episode of that, so I would be very down for some of that.
Yeah, could do that. I would be into that. I liked the Hill House one, but so is it kind of like American Horror Story where they're in the same universe but not super related to each other?
Yeah, because I think there is even like, I heard there's maybe like a crossover character or something in there somewhere.
Okay.
Also, this is exactly little Japanese cheesecakes. It's very good.
Those are the fucking best.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the Japanese, but they've really perfected the art of cheese and pastry in a way that I don't see in other places. It's just like the texture, the flavor, because there is still a little bit of like the saltiness a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah.
It's a shame you can't have this.
I know. It is. I do need to plan a trip to the market because I'm trying to slowly expose Alex to mushrooms of different varieties, specifically enoki mushrooms, because I think those are for a person that doesn't like mushrooms, those are pretty innocuous. Like, they're basically noodles. They're kind of like crunchy noodles. If you throw them into something, they don't have a super lot of flavor. So I want to do that, but ever since our trip in Alaska, I've been getting a fucking ton of mushroom TikToks. Which are awesome, but also terrifying. But yeah, my entire TikTok feed is full of like different mushroom recipes now.
Mushrooms are great. I know a lot of people who won't eat mushrooms, and it's a real bummer. Yeah, but I also know a lot of mushroom fans, so
they're pretty cool. I think mushrooms could easily be the like a pretty sustainable meat not I guess in nutritional content, but like if you just want something that'll soak up some flavors for you.
Yeah.
Mushrooms seem like a good alternative.
They're like nutritionally, I think they're somewhere in the middle of like fruit and meat if you're trying to find a place for them. Yeah. They got a lot of vitamin C in some of them, and then they're like, I think they have like an okay amount of protein for what they are.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Seems like a easier option than like 3D printing meat or whatever the fuck people are trying to do now.
Yeah, please just make the nastiest meat. That'll satisfy everybody.
Yeah, I have an idea. Let's do a meat mesh and then just like lay them on top of each other diagonally, so it definitely looks like meat.
Yeah, that's like the least appealing version of especially meat, especially something that's like you're simulating something that is kind of only okay because you know where it came from already, and then you're expecting people to be like, well, eat this weird like fabric we made that's like a meat.
It's literally like a fabric. Like,
yeah.
I don't remember if I shared that video with you or if you were around when I saw it, but like that, it was getting 3D printed literally into like a fabric like mesh.
I don't think I saw that video, but yeah, I've kind of heard about some of that stuff.
I cannot think of a worse arrangement.
No.
Just like do it in a pile. That's how most of it comes, right?
Just make the meat in a pile. God.
That's what we're used to. They're overthinking this.
I want fake meat to be successful, but I also want people to care more about how they make it, because a lot of it is still pretty so-so.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what the best like meat alternative I've had is. And honestly, the best, this is a very dated thing at this point, but the best thing that I've had
Are you about to say the Burger King?
The Impossible Whopper?
Yeah.
I was going to say the Carl's Jr. one.
Okay, that's almost worse, but all right.
Okay, well, have you had it?
No.
okay, then you cannot. There's no room for criticism here because it's actually pretty good. And I think that actually when I got it, because I think I got it at like really late at night when I was driving from Moscow to Coeur d'Alene.
Okay.
And I was just like, fuck it, I want to taste test these like right next to each other. So I got a Famous Star, which is the correct hamburger to get from Carl's Jr. And then I got the Impossible Famous whatever. And then I had my family try it too, and they were all like, "Wow, this is surprisingly not bad."
Was it better than the original, or was it just on par?
No, I mean, no, it wasn't better than like hamburger, but it was pretty comparable in, like, for sure in texture. Texture-wise, I was super impressed, actually.
Okay.
It was very much like eating hamburger. But since I did try them, like, back to back, obviously the flavor is, like, it was pretty good.
Okay.
But I like hamburger, so.
Yeah, I do too. God, I'm going to get a hamburger later. If it's God damn it.
Yeah. Happens to the best of us.
I forgot that in Candyman, they have a scene. There's no other scene similar to it. The main character finds just in an abandoned building a discarded pile of candy and like a little like torn open bag, and pulls out a piece of candy and opens it, and there's just a razor blade in it. They don't go any further with that. It's just like, okay, I guess that's part of your movie.
Yeah.
And it's in a hidden room in an abandoned building. Like, nobody's getting that candy. It's not for anybody. It's just like
this is the razor candy, I guess.
It's just thematic, I suppose. There's also some unpleasant toilet work in that movie, so I would say be aware of that if people see it. I did not remember that. There's there's a blood toilet or two, among other things.
Blood toilet, like blood instead of water.
Yeah, but because somebody put it there, and then there's also some texture work that's like, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't. I was gonna say anyone who has the periods, probably that's not gonna phase you.
That's fair.
That doesn't bother me, but also the razor blades and candy doesn't bother me. It's kind of funny.
That doesn't bother me at all. I just thought it was insane that it was there. Like, and they don't use it. It's not like there's kids who got that candy. It
wasn't like a dramatic irony thing of, oh no, there's a razor in this candy, but this child doesn't. Oh no.
No, it literally had no bearing on anything, plot or otherwise. It was just like, here's a visual of open, and it was literally like some chocolate cluster thing, and like it already was split, and they open it and there's a razor in it, and they pull it out and go, huh. And that's it. They're in an abandoned building in a secret room, and that's it. There's no callback to it or anything.
All right. It must have been during one of those times when people were like, oh no, people are trying to kill our kids with razors and drugs inside of candy.
The only thing I could really think of is like, I guess maybe they think this is a good way of being like, oh, you went into the secret room. It's like alluring, like candy, but there's a razor blade in it. Like that's the most credit I can give that scene.
I mean, if I were walking into a secret room and there was just a plate of candy, I would kind of automatically assume that there's probably razor blades in every single one of them.
Absolutely.
Like, this candy either has drugs or weapons inside of it, probably.
Yeah, the only good secret candy is your own secret candy. There is no other good secret candy.
Yeah, homemade secret candy really is the way to go. Or the secret candy of people that you super duper trust. Secret candy, like warehouse candy, generally Not advisable.
Abandoned building candy is like at the bottom of my list.
It's still on it, but it's...
Oh, yeah.
It's like
It's
a 50-50.
still candy. I just don't know if I can trust it. All right, I'm going to try a Li Hing strawberry.
Ooh. I'm curious how sour those are going to be.
Yeah, me too. I've had something like this, but I don't know if it was this. You know, it's you know, it's from the candy section of H Mart when it has staples in it.
Any package of candy that has staples in it, that just means it's superior candy, generally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not very sour, but it's a little sour, and it's also not super sweet. It's pretty good.
Nice.
It's got like a...
I like the... Actually, you should give us a manicure close-up with that in your hand, because it's pretty good.
Let me adjust the shadows a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Some nice thematic.
That's super thematic. It looks very on purpose. This is my strawberry sour strip manicure.
Thank you for noticing, everybody.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It was my... I don't want to do a French tip, but I do want to expend the same amount of energy.
They're super fucking hard.
Oh.
I can't ever do it right. Like, actually, every single time I do my nails, if I try and do anything remotely complicated, it turns into a 4-hour event, and even longer, because then I have to wait for it to dry to do anything.
And sometimes you end up looking like a soccer mom headed to the zoo.
It wasn't unwarranted when that happened.
That's fair.
That was exactly both the look and the event that was happening. So it was very on brand. But yes, if you do nails for too long, you're gonna end up with a very basic bitch look. It's kind of unavoidable. So, yeah.
But it was effective. It worked.
It did it. I hated myself and every moment of it, but it happened. So,
Natalie, take these. Also, just be aware of maybe staples. Hopefully not. It should be fine.
Be aware of the staple and the razor blades.
Yeah, and razor blades. You never know what they might hide in.
Again, I already said that's the best candy.
Okay, that was good.
It's always the best candy.
But I'm starting to feel like I need to start drinking something.
I might be kind of ahead of you in that department. So.
Yeah, good point. You're right. I should start drinking something. Let's get into this chummy cool.
Seems both very chummy and very cool. What flavor is that? Oh, you said it was blue raspberry? Blueberry?
No.
Blue? Is the flavor just blue?
I don't know. So, I read this as 8% alcohol and it's 16. So there's that.
Hell yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm jealous of that, but
That's just good soju. Oh.
what flavor? Blue flavor?
It's impossible to say. Also,
it looks like the bottle is blue, actually.
Yeah, the bottle is tinted.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that until just now.
I think that's the chummy cool part. I mean, it's good. It's not flavored like anything that I can tell. Yeah, it's just cold soju, the way you like it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
I can already tell by the way that my hair stood up on my legs that there is alcohol in this. So that's good.
Cool.
So, let's see. Maybe we should go into one of your topics, and then we'll come back to one of mine. Because I think my next two topics are both going to be a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Especially, well, if your topics are both longer and somewhat politics related, because I feel like the chances are, unless I stumble upon in conversation, I don't know if I'm going to come up with whatever the fuck I was going to talk about earlier. But
Okay.
We'll see what happens. But my stuff is all relatively short and food related. So
Oh, okay.
it's a good sidebar interjection into whatever. So my first thing, I mentioned this to you when you were here, but last week I went with Jenny to the tasting menu dinner thing at Kin.
Yeah. You did mention this. I was pretty jealous.
It was very cool and interesting because I've never done that experience before.
Uh-huh.
And Kin, I assume this is probably kind of the general vibe anytime you do that kind of dinner. But like we got there, and then upon entering, you get like a cocktail. Just they give you one, and
Important.
then yes, very important. And I'm trying to remember what that was. I think it was like, I know a large component of it was LaCroix, but I think it was like gin and some sort of syrup and then LaCroix.
Okay, so something pretty light.
Yeah, it was pretty light. And then we went and sat at the bar, and I got another drink there that was called the Jolene. And
Okay.
that, what does that have? I know there's whiskey in it. I'm gonna look it up because it was really good.
I'm half certain that I got the Jolene when we went to Kin.
I think you did. I'm pretty sure you did.
When the Jolene summoned the ghost baby.
Luckily, there were no ghost babies at this dinner. That would have been incredibly off-putting. Fuck. Well, they redid their website, and I can't look at their picnic. Nope. Well, whatever. There was whiskey in it. That's all I remember. It was good. And then I will send you pictures, and I will show the screen some pictures, I guess, of the following courses. But so I don't remember exactly how many courses it was, but I'll just kind of talk through them as you get them. Because I know I did not take pictures of everything because each course came with wine, and I was drunk by the end. So I forgot.
I mean, that sounds like a successful tasting.
I tasted. I definitely tasted a lot, and it was good. So yeah, successful, I'd say. Okay, I just sent everything, but all right, hopefully you'll get them in order. So the first course, I will show the screen, or show everybody. This is the first course.
Oh, that's the one that you showed me of the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what the very thin bread sort of wrap is made out of.
Okay.
But basically it was just kind of a small bite of like miso flavored something. It wasn't like miso paste because that would have been a lot, but it was like very subtle, but some sort of miso paste, and then you have your obligatory sprig of green stuff in there. I don't know what the cream of is.
If you don't have a sprig, it's not fancy.
Exactly. And it's basically like a tiny tortilla. It's like a tiny burrito of miso paste something. And that was pretty good. That was literally just, 8 by. It's served on a coaster. So for scale, that's the size of that.
Okay. It was fairly quiet there because you sent me a live photo and there's not a lot of talking behind it.
Oh, yeah, I think these are probably all live photos because I was drunk.
Nice. Honestly, I think sending people live photos should be the first indicator that they're either a boomer or drunk.
Well, I'm kind of both when it comes to everything, so.
Great.
But that was the first course. Very good. Literally just a bite, which is cool. Mm-hmm. But it was fun.
And you mentioned like the inside was pretty creamy, like a.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it was like miso flavor, but I wish I remembered more about. I don't know. I should have like taken notes or something. But the thing I liked about the tasting experience is that it seemed like they had different people make each course. So they got to kind of like talk through their process or what the inspiration was behind it. I don't remember who made this one, but yeah, it was just a little bite to start. And then the second course, I'll show the camera, was this situation.
Okay.
And so this was, I think her name is Michelle. I could be wrong. Somebody who works there made this, and their
some kid employee.
Somebody did it, and their inspiration for this was Tree Fort was happening at the time, so this was their Tree Fort Music Festival menu, and the headliner for Tree Fort was Japanese breakfast, and they wanted to, like, in honor of her, do a take on Japanese breakfast. So this was like, I think it was like sushi rice, basically, kind of a little heavier on like sesame oil, like a little sushi rice, almost cake in the middle of the plate, and then the rest of it was like the liquid is a very lightly pickled sort of watermelon juice, almost. Okay. And then there's little watermelon balls in there, and all the vegetables on top were pickled because one of their things that they do is like pickling stuff.
Yeah, they're big into pickling.
They're big into that, and it was super good. I was kind of like, I don't know, I didn't know how I was gonna like the ratio of liquid to rice, but it actually worked out really well. And it was just a good, like, refreshing starter.
Yeah, that looks really good. It looks like a good salad alternative almost for like starting a meal.
Mhm. Yeah, that's kind of what it seemed like. It was really light and good. And then the next thing.
While you flip over, when Japanese breakfast was on their way to Tree Fort, they stopped here first, and I was bummed out that I didn't know about it.
Yeah. I think Jenny Jenny went to Seattle right before this. And so
right.
I think
they stopped here after.
Yeah. Oh, okay, then maybe it was after. I remember that Jenny didn't see Japanese breakfast at Tree Fort, but she saw them like directly before or after. I can't remember when. But
yeah, and it's like literally 5 blocks that way from where I am right now. And I didn't know that they were going to be there until Jenny put a picture up of it.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, that's the Neptune.
Fuck, that's like down the street from me. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. So that was the second one. The third course, this was the first one where I was like, oh, this is a tasting menu, and like I think most people, just the general way that they approach food is like, you are eating this food to be full and satiated.
It's garbage. Never do that.
Never do that unless you are like want to, which I mean I do that all the time, but
Don't make excuses for them.
But this was the first dish that I have ever had where I feel like I really got an appreciation for, like, somebody had an idea and kind of a picture in their mind or like a visual of what they really wanted to convey, and they did it with food, and I thought that was just really cool and interesting. So I don't
You're
remember.
saying after this you might not be sustenance pilled anymore?
I wouldn't say I was ever sustenance pilled, but I would say that this one gave me my first like personal glimpse into cooking as an art form, I guess.
Okay.
Like, obviously, I've seen Chef's Table. I get it, but
Sorry. I take it all back.
But this was the first time I went and did something like that, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, they have something they're trying to convey. So I don't remember the exact name of this, but it had something to do with like summer vibes, or like the feeling of sunshine and just lightness, and I think just trying to capture the general feeling of summer. So this is the dish. This is like not ever going to show up correctly, but
Let's
basically
try it on too. That's a little better.
It's a little bit better. To describe it, just looking at it, it is an egg yolk on top of a bed of like seeds, basically.
Oh, is that golden berries around the edge?
Those are. It's actually like sweet corn, and then yellow tomatoes, and like little tiny popped popcorn kernels.
Okay.
And then little petals of a yellow flower. I don't know, but there's also little droplets of a lemonade flavored glaze that was like a little bit sour.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was. If that was like a thick liquid or a like a gummy almost.
Yeah, so it, like, in terms of viscosity, it was like a little bit thicker. It was kind of like a gel, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But that was kind of lemonade flavor. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's gonna be weird. But it had a really good, nice like tartness to it, like the way that I want lemonade to be, not too sweet usually.
Yeah. Yeah, if
really
at all possible, if lemonade could be just like a lemon but liquid, that would be great.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. There's also little I don't remember exactly how this is done, but like little almost meringue crusts of egg white on there that were just sweet. I think it is a type of meringue, but just like cooked into sort of a flat, just a flat sheet, and then just broken into pieces and put on the plate.
I think I see a bit of that off on the right there.
Yeah, that's probably what you're looking at. And then I don't remember the exact treatment of the yolk, but I think it was like jellied or jammed or something like that. Sort of
all
preserved.
Jammed up.
Yeah, something like that. And then the bed of seeds is I think it's like black sesame.
Okay.
And poppy seeds is kind of what it looks like. And underneath that was the thing I was most excited about, which was a porridge made out of popcorn.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. Like buttery popped popcorn. And when they said that, I was like, I'm either going to really like this or really not like it, because I love buttery popcorn, but I didn't know if it was going to be good. And it was incredible. Like it tasted like buttery popcorn, but not like so much that it was gross.
Okay.
This is my very high level way of explaining things, but
I
was
wouldn't do
really
any
good.
better on this.
It really, what the person was going for was just like conveying different tastes of summer, and I think they did a really good job. Like there's the lemonade, the sweet corn, and I don't even really like corn that much, but I appreciate that as a summertime flavor.
I like that they stripped the corn so that it still had like little segments together.
Yeah. I mean, the presentation on this one is just really cool.
Yeah.
Like especially, I think remembering the I don't know, likening it to the sun or being in the sunshine. I think that's what they were going for with the yolk,
Yeah.
and then like everything kind of centered around that, and they did a really good job.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, it was very interesting, and I think one of the other things that made me think of it like, oh, this is someone trying to convey an idea, was that I wouldn't necessarily put these flavors together and be like, this is a meal of things that I will eat. It was just kind of like an experience as you try the different parts of the dish. So I think that was cool. That was probably my favorite one.
So that was the third thing that you got?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the third thing. And then the fourth thing is the scallop situation. And honestly, don't remember too much about like the broth that they had. I think this was also like a miso broth sort of thing.
I mean, all I can say of this is that I can see that is indeed a scallop, and probably a pretty large scallop.
It was a good sized scallop, and there's kind of a bed of that's what was interesting about this one. So just to show everyone what I'm talking about, this like bed of stuff is grapes, I think, and some sort of like dried fruits, which I would never be like, oh yes, this would be good with a scallop, but it was. So
what's the herb?
I don't know.
Okay.
Some sort of like crunchy, well, I want to say watercress, but that's not really correct. It's not really a watercress. It's just like some kind of herb with like body to it.
Okay. Something earthy.
Something earthy, yeah. I don't really remember what it was, but if I remember correctly, it didn't have a ton of flavor in itself. It was more of like a texture thing.
How did they? Are the grapes just cut and raw, or were they prepared somehow? They almost look toasted on some of them.
Yeah, I think it's all kind of maybe sautéed in a little bit of that broth.
Okay.
I feel like there was maybe also like nuts in it, but I can't specifically remember. I think it was just like a different fruits, maybe mushrooms in there. It kind of looks like.
I mean, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And then the dish that I'm missing here was the next one, which was the pork. And I mean, when we went there, did we get the pork skewers?
No, we focused on the fried mushrooms and the pickle plate. And I think we got one other thing, but it wasn't meat. I don't think we got any like just straight up meat while we were there.
Yeah, I think so. The pork was really good.
Oh, I remember. We got the hot dog. So it was technically meat, but it was Jenny very much was insistent that we eat that hot dog, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember their hot dogs are pretty good. That's kind of I mean, when I go to a restaurant like Kin, I'm more interested in like the kind of weirder things or like what they're doing that's specific to them, and I feel like the pickles and like the tempura mushrooms, like that's a little more unique. Yeah. So that seemed more important, and I would say the same for the pork. Like it was good. If I was a huge meat person, then I am sure I would have a huge amount of appreciation for it, but I didn't take pictures, so I don't really remember what it looked like. And all I can say is that it was good.
It takes, to be fair, it takes an awful lot for a meat dish to actually read as like important to my thoughts on food.
Yeah, like that's kind of how I feel about it too. Especially if meat is like the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just have more appreciation for when they have dishes made out of things like mushrooms and grapes and egg yolks, like things that are a little harder to make like palatable, I guess, to people. So it was good. But I forgot to take a picture of that one. But the last one is the dessert. So this was the last course.
Oh, this is the dessert?
Yeah. So to show everyone the best I can, that's what it looked like. So you've got right here a dessert pierogi.
Oh.
Yes. And up here, this egg-looking thing is a scoop of frozen custard that was
Okay.
really fucking good. Like
I was trying to figure out what that was.
Yeah. When I saw it on the plate, I was like, oh, this is vanilla ice cream. But it was so good.
Really good, like egg custard and stuff is amazing.
Yeah, it was just like very creamy, almost closer to the flavor of like a cream cheese, but obviously not like that. But the pierogi was also incredibly good. So this is a pear pierogi.
Okay. Is that just a fucking caper sitting in front of it, or what is that?
I feel like whatever the green herb they have on the pierogi, it's probably like a pureed version of that. You know what? It might be like pistachio.
All right.
Or something. That.
Also, I zoomed in and I can see some pear wedge sticking out of the back. So yeah. That makes me pretty hungry.
It was really good, and I'm not a huge dessert person. Mm-hmm. Like, sweet things are not always the thing that I'm excited to try, but this was really, really good. It reminded me of a recipe that my grandma has, which is just like baked pears with ginger snap like crumbled on top, which is what they have in these little wedge things. I think that was just like a gingerbread crust.
It looks like it's just like a like pan fried crisp.
Yeah,
it's good.
Mm-hmm. And it was all really good. And the pierogi had still kind of like it wasn't fried like the ones that we had, but still had kind of like the dumpling consistency to it.
Okay.
And that was nice. I want to see more dessert dumplings.
Yeah, for sure. On the topic of not being really dessert people, because I feel like I'm kind of the same way. I would probably identify more as like a tortilla chip weirdo. Like that's if I absolutely need something and I've already eaten and it's like trash, then I'll take like chips and queso or like some kind of like savory but overly like salty something.
That's always how I've been also.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even being that person, I thought that this was a really good dessert. And I really like the format of a tasting menu where everything is relatively small so you can, try a lot of things and you don't feel dead. I was very, very, I think the pork I did not finish because I was like, if I finish this, I'm not going to eat anything else.
Yeah.
But it was all very good.
That 13-course meal that I went to with my grandma, actually, like everything was tiny. It was all like very, very much like the biggest thing I got was like the size of that scallop pretty much. And by the end of it, it was just like, I cannot possibly eat anymore for like a while. Like, it's so much stuff by the end of that.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like it's going to be because it's all coming out like individually and so small, but
yeah.
I mean, if you're doing that and then also having like half a glass of wine with every single course,
yeah,
it gets less doable. So I didn't on some of them. But overall, really cool. Really glad I got to have my first tasting menu experience. Yeah, Kin is a good place to do it.
Yeah, and you got to go with a foodist, so you had a good a good person to bounce things off of.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of if I've had anything fancy to eat, and honestly, like in the last while, I think the last thing I had that was all fancy to eat was probably. I don't think charcuterie counts. I think maybe the stuff at Kin was the last thing.
They do it in a very like artful, intentional way that is very specific to them. But yeah. I mean, that charcuterie we had also was very good.
They did give it to us with a lot of like beeswax honey, and that's.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of that as a basically just there as like a ketchup, which I was a big fan of.
They also gave us a lot of fruit that I was not expecting.
A lot of fruit, a lot of truffle fries.
Yeah.
A lot of mussels. I was just it was good, and those oysters were good.
Yeah. Oh, we're speaking about Chandler's right now for anyone who is interested in restaurants. So Chandler's, unless you're super super saving up for a dinner, is a really good bar food destination. If you're looking for some nice, expensive bar food, do that.
Yeah. The only thing that wasn't cool vibe is debatable.
Vibe?
Yeah, I don't. It's called Chandler's, so take that as you will.
Jazz behind us was kind of cool.
Jazz vibe was okay. The other people there was debatable. The people who worked there were fine, but the other people who were there was absolutely to our right by the window. There was like a 60-year-old man and his like 25-year-old mistress when we came in. And then the rest of the people were like in suits of various gender flavors. And I will never cotton to that.
It's not a super accessible vibe.
Yeah.
At all. But
also,
I mean, it was fun to try.
Free match books, free match containers, and some decent mints at the front. So, if nothing else, you could go be like, well, I'll wait for a spot at the bar and then just take a bunch of that stuff and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the Chandler's experience.
That is, I think, probably the best one to do.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a weirdo and making a reservation or whatever.
That's disgusting. I don't even want to talk about that.
No. Gross. I have to take my first pee break.
Wow. Okay. Hey, congratulations.
I started drinking before the podcast, so.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, have fun.
Have fun. I will never hear this part.
Oh, I said have fun, and she had her headphones off, and she was like, yeah, have fun. So, like, I don't know. Anyway.
So that's probably bad.
That's probably bad. Have one of these if you would like.
All right,
have a sip of this.
I'll have a sip of that.
I was just talking earlier about how I don't usually feel soju. This one, this one's got some fucking tooth to it, though.
Because it's hooch.
Yeah, this is just soju hooch. Would you take these guys?
God damn.
Yeah. This soju, this is the same price as the as the $4 bottle of wine I got. So I would definitely get these if you're gonna get one of those.
If you're gonna get something to get just fucking trash, then yeah.
Oh, thank you, Soul.
You want to wake up and not remember where your pants are.
That is the only way I want to wake up. Speaking of Saturday.
Hey.
Man, that was pretty good. I am gonna have to get food after this. 100%.
Coward.
Well, I didn't really eat today.
I don't give a fuck. You're the one that chose to drink White Lightning.
I'm just trying to outrun the cops.
Aren't we all?
Oh, man. I mean, it's not like people can't see this, but I'm trying to drink this and not give too much indication that it
too
is
much of a puss.
some rough shit. But it's tough to do.
Yeah, well, you're holding a straight face for the world.
That's for cred. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll edit this part out. So if you're seeing this, it was a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
Everyone knows how much editing happens here on the podcast.
I love to edit. Speaking of loving to edit, don't watch the second half of that Alaska episode. Oh, Madison's back. Shut up.
I second what I just heard.
I think it's about time that I try one of these Bacchus jellies.
Oh, the solid Red Bull.
Yeah. So that'll be good. They're not individually wrapped. Like, this is just, you're going to get these jellies in you.
Get those jellies.
Yeah, there's definitely liquid in the middle or something. Yeah, that's just Red Bull.
Oh, good.
So, what do you know about the metaverse?
Not a whole lot. I know you've mentioned it a few times.
Yeah, so I haven't been able to find anything on those lines. I'm going to check again real quick because somebody recently was like, or no, it was some random, I forget where I saw it, but somebody was like, they're renaming Facebook to the metaverse, which I don't know if that's true.
I did see something about Facebook being like, we need to rebrand because we have a bad reputation or something like that.
Okay.
So that might be part of that.
Holy shit.
Are you feeling it coursing through your veins yet?
It's just
Right. You idiot.
it's just vitamins.
Oh, no. They tricked you into like an actual dose of vitamin D that you should be getting every day.
It does say it has vitamin B1, B2, and B6, and 1,000 milligrams of Korean word.
Ooh, that's my favorite vitamin.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. That's like getting a Tylenol stuck in your throat.
Oh, that's
Interesting.
less good.
It's challenging stuff. Let me see. So, yeah, the thing that I am looking up is if Facebook is rebranding, and it seems like they are.
I just remembered the other thing I was going to talk about.
Say it now so that you can remember it.
Tangentially, really, I was going to talk about Trump's social media platform.
Okay. Good. We've got that locked in. I'm also actually very excited to hear about that. Let's see. Circumvent responsibility, dystopian nightmare. Online social lives need a total reboot. I mean, skimming this really sounds.
Oh, God.
It doesn't. Just tell me if they're trying to rebrand to the metaverse, because I'm not seeing that. Yeah. Okay. So, it may be. I don't know what their rebranding is. It kind of looks like their rebranding is. Oh, hold on. Yeah. No. This is weirdly not talking about the name they're rebranding to. So, just based on like what I understand of the metaverse, I don't think they're rebranding to that. It sounds like on skimming that what they're doing is they're trying to like rebrand their icon and like their front facing image, but still being Facebook essentially. Kind of like what happened to Instagram when they bought that. So that doesn't sound surprising or interesting to me, but I'm sure there's some corporate reason to do it or whatever.
But if you change your logo, everything's different now.
Yeah. That's fine. We'll just change our Batman symbol to a Superman symbol, and then everybody will be like, oh, that's different. Yeah. But yeah, so that's uninteresting. But what is interesting is, well, no, I'm kind of lying. What do you know about the metaverse?
I don't know anything about the metaverse.
Okay, that's fair. If I say the term metaverse, what do you think it is?
It evokes to me some of that like shifting bullshit that we talked about a while ago.
Honestly, you're not that far off.
Okay, well, good. That's what it sounds like to me.
So, in the same way that you can rename astral projection and just call it shifting, the metaverse
dreams.
The metaverse is just trying to rebrand the internet to make it even more consumer focused and even more like corporate controlled and acting like that's giving people freedom.
Oh, are they trying to make... Okay.
I'll tell you what they're trying to do really is they're trying to release a popular Second Life and make everybody believe.
That's literally what I was about to say. I was about to say, are they trying to do Second Life, but like that's your internet persona and you're locked into that and that's all you got? Like.
Yep, exactly. So you understand the metaverse now. Hey, it's true. So I sent you that video. Did you watch that horrible Jim Cramer video that I sent you?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Great. Honestly, understandable, but I may make you watch it in person because it's very funny.
Sure.
I hate Jim Cramer. It's still very funny. So essentially, what they're trying to brand as the metaverse is this idea that all of these failed or pseudo-failed ideas of like VR and like video call, but like more specific video call. They're trying to like pull in a bunch of blockchain garbage. A big part of why. So what it at its base level, what it breaks down to is trying to design a way that you can sell things that are bespoke in digital only format and extend capitalism into the internet.
So this is like an offshoot of NFT kind of
absolutely
deal.
So as opposed to having the internet support capitalism by having it be like a way to get all of these goods and a way to separate people who can from people who can't, what they're trying to do is create a more popular version of that in which it's literally blockchain-backed, transmittable personal items on the internet. Which explains why when Grimes was doing her garbage about like, oh, I'm reading Marx, but also I'm like walking around with it out here and like in like a steampunk outfit or some garbage, dressed like a fucking Assassin's Creed villain. It's cool. I'm definitely reading this, but also I don't agree with it, and I think there's a different version of what would be good that they don't get. If you read her fucking stupid tweets about that.
Yeah. Hello, fellow kids. I also
yeah,
enjoy...
hello, fellow teens. I read Marx.
Oh God.
So, okay.
Upsetting.
So in that she was talking about, I don't agree with UBI. What I agree with, or I don't agree with, I guess, generally communism. But what I do agree with is a version of UBI supported by technology and video games. That's like generally the gist of what she said at the end of her statements on that stuff. So that makes a lot more sense after looking into the metaverse stuff a lot more. Because one of the main things that it would support purchasing in is making bespoke items in video games blockchain protected to transmit between video games, personal internet space, and other like media. So it's essentially like
between servers.
And between servers, yeah. So essentially it's this idea of like, well, if we just use blockchain technology to burn the entire Earth as fast as possible, what we can do with that is have a secure, which all people already have like been talking about how the blockchain is not all that secure anyway. Having a secure way to like safeguard the specific things that you own that aren't real on the internet.
Oh, good. That's what. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, creating like another weird digital caste system.
Yep.
Cool.
Exactly that. So create a digital caste system that is more secure, melded in with a bunch of large companies, and then there's your metaverse. You've got
Fantastic.
so along with that, there are a lot of videos on like YouTube and wherever that are talking about like, well, here's digital land sales. Here's all of these new things that like
Jesus Christ.
you can purchase, some with Bitcoin, but mostly with real money, and it's the same fucking garbage because Bitcoin doesn't come from nowhere. And like, essentially, they want to create like, if you love landlords, then you're gonna love having a digital landlord to keep all of your stuff, right? Like, why wouldn't you want the internet to be like that?
Oh God, that's that's what I've actually needed in my life. Is just like another rent to pay, but I want this one to be digital.
So that you can have your 27th annual Western Montana fucking martial arts shirt secure on the blockchain. So you can pay rent for that now.
Right.
Yeah. Also, cut that whole part of the podcast. We're going to need digital landlords for a potential band name. So nobody take it. Nobody think about it. We're just going to pretend like that didn't happen.
All right.
Also, anybody listening to this, I'm your new digital landlord. I'm going to need something. Money, please.
Is due. Well, that's uniquely horrible, but also, honestly, surprised it didn't happen sooner. That makes sense. That seems like the logical end of the internet.
I can't fucking wait to pay a giant company's splinter company to blockchain protect my face identity so that I can use it in VR. That's going to be fantastic.
Man, that sucks. God.
Yeah.
Here, we just need to get everyone, and I feel like Gen Z is kind of there. Like, Gen Z seems decently invested in, like, socialist and leftist things, ideologies generally.
I think Gen Z people have to fight to keep them capitalist, where generations before that had to try to like lead into socialism and stuff.
Yeah. And yeah, that's kind of exactly what I'm thinking too. Like Gen Z right now seems like they're starting from a more leftist point of view. But they all kind of, or not they all, I mean, I'm going to make sweeping generalizations because I'm talking about a generation, but, and I guess people in general, also, everyone wants to be a unique individual and like nobody else.
Yeah.
And this is a really good way to get people to commodify that and to, like, it, from what I understand, basically buy your way into being like, oh, this is me and no one else can have this because this is me as a unique individual and I own this, because I guess we don't intrinsically own it. But if we can get them to be like, it's more important to sacrifice that kind of stupid shit than prioritize everybody in the long run, then I feel like there's hope. But fuck, if Gen Z gets sucked into like a real life Second Life, that would be terrifying.
That's so, like, that is the worst thing about it, is that of all the things that you could convince younger people to
it's
buy,
absolutely this.
Yeah, to buy in on capitalism, it's a social media platform.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how disgusting or old or garbage the people who make it are. That's how social media platforms show up, is the most disgusting people are going to make it. Mm-hmm. And that's like, it's holding course with the rest of that stuff.
Right. And I mean, it's completely predatory on people's insecurities and how they, that's how people use social media already. Like I said, I'm surprised this hasn't happened before. Before now, because that's basically the function of social media right now for a lot of people, is to just be like, this is how great I am as a person. Honestly, individually.
Like, to be real, I think that's why things like digital currency were upheld and sort of ignored by upper class people, is because something like having the blockchain get popular with younger people is the only way you make this kind of stuff work. Like, you have to convince everybody that you can safeguard their personal self when they're on the internet in order to make them comfortable with the initial idea of falling into a snow crash nightmare. So this is kind of it. Like, this is the kind of thing that you have to worry about when that comes up.
Fuck.
Hey, cool.
Hey, well, you know what? As long as I'm a hot bitch on the metaverse, that's all that matters, right?
I guarantee you are going to be the hottest metaverse bitch. It'll work out great for you.
I want to be on everybody's metaverse top 10. That's all I care about.
Yeah, top 10 metaverse fuckability. That put me straight up to the top, baby.
That is all that matters.
I just selected, hopefully, just the metaverse stuff. Yeah, there's nothing too weird in here. You're going to get a dump of photos and media that is partially metaverse glasses, like copyright tech. And it is the dumbest looking shit I have ever seen for AR tech.
Apple Glass. I remember when this kind of started, the glasses shit started, and everyone was like, oh no, it's the end of the world. But like,
oh no, Google Glass. Everybody's gonna love Google Glass so much.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you like those pictures?
God
damn. Play that clip.
They'll like lag, and then it catching up with the lag really just makes Transcending individual experiences.
That's cool, right?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, everybody's just waiting for the internet to strap them down. Daddy. Anyway, metaverse is stupid. So
You know what I need is like a digital blockchain, copyright ownership to all of the pictures I take of my feet. That's what I need. Because I'm really concerned about people stealing those.
Yeah, the blockchain security is going to really change the whole WikiFeet game.
That's what I'm worried about.
Honestly, like, my cynical mind is basically like in the realm of, if blockchain did change the world of WikiFeet, it would be that you could start using like blockchain as a legal basis to sue people for infringement, which seems terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well just put like $1 on like how much money you need to have in order to be correct at that point.
Right. Well, I guess especially if we're talking about it in that context, like I could see this being sold to people who sell like digital goods, like photos or videos or like online sex work kind of thing. Yep. I could see this being like working to an extent in their favor, but only because we're so shitty at it right now.
Well, and also like people are so concerned about like, well, what about corrupt union bosses? What about corrupt like people who are trying to support people in general, like all of that shit? But they're not concerned about investing in something like blockchain technology that could ideally, for people who are into like the like capitalist edge of that, be the way that you have to like safeguard yourself legally for something like OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. Like, who knows what kind of ramifications that could have when potentially your only security in the kind of work that you do and the only kind of work you can get in this like kind of atmosphere for capitalist garbage is through something that is completely controlled by like corporations. Like it is a side door to try and make like corporate control over what would normally be government controlled or at least government monitored. But as long as you can convince people that they have to be there to have friends, you're kind of in the clear.
Yeah.
You don't have to use the blockchain. You could just die in a hole. Don't worry about it. Look, Facebook rebranded to have a teddy bear icon. Fuck you.
That's like the age-old cyberbullying argument. Like, just log off, idiot. Close just your eyes.
Facebook anymore, idiot. Why don't you get her number, loser?
Yeah. I mean, that fucking sucks. Yeah. That sucks.
So I've been watching, Natalie and I both have been watching some terrible videos on the metaverse from people who are very pro metaverse. One of them.
This dude? Why do I recognize this dude? What's his name?
I don't want to say anybody's name because they're all assholes, but there's like 10 constantly showing up now in my YouTube feed, people who just do that kind of shit. And they all seem to have stake in like, if the metaverse succeeds, then I'll get a whole fuck ton of money. So it's already like scummy. But
if all these teens get in on this, I can get these teens to sell their individualism.
I just gotta trick these teens. Fuck, help me out here.
God. Marketing in a nutshell.
I'm gonna yell that out your window all day. I gotta trick these fucking teens. I'm rich. But
trick teens, get money.
They can hear you downstairs.
I don't care.
They're already.
I don't live there.
Anyway, so one of the things we watched was a guy saying like the future of the internet and like the very near future. It's so awesome. Like we're going to be able to digitally protect everything. You're going to have your own life in the internet. He held up Snow Crash. He read a chunk of Snow Crash as like a positive thing, which I don't know if you've ever read any like William Gibson or stuff like that, but none of it is positive. It's all like, oh yeah, this is a soft way to work into the apocalypse. And it's all bad and it's all like pretty prescient. Like the way that like the internet even exists now, it predates and it kind of calls out a lot of that stuff. It's more VR than our internet is, but like we're trying to make it like that all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just these like fucking stupid dorks who have like a pretty decent following sitting and talking about how like, hey, if people just embrace this idea of making their whole personality and existence on the internet, then they can be whatever they want to be. And they're like cutting out kind of the same way America did it, but cutting out the whole like, if you're like paying enough, you can do whatever you want. And so I think we watched an hour and 15 minutes of an hour and a half long fucking expose on like all the garbage that he thinks is great. And it seems like a pretty universal set of things for those people. But he kept having like really dumb, outdated like videos for like, and it's going to be just like this. Cue the Seinfeld joke. And then it would like flip to a screen and just have like a loading thing and it would never load in. They had like a clip from The Matrix he was going to show, and it was just like fucking Keanu Reeves on screen and goes like, and then it like loads in and it never comes up. And it's kind of perfect of like, yeah, exactly. Like you can protect whatever you want, but the internet is never going to be the world. Like you're never going to have anything there that's really like necessary to like protect in that way unless you convince people to protect it. And nobody's going to talk about it that way because then maybe you have to start questioning like these cool jinkos or whatever. But part of the the video that I sent you, the Jim Cramer video, is him talking about like somebody saying like, well, it's going to be the Matrix. Like we're all going to be online now. So we're going to have a digital humanity. And then he's Jim Cramer in this, who's a giant piece of shit, but he's right. He just keeps saying like, well, no, none of that's true. It's all going to be the same garbage, but you're going to have AR and you're going to be able to buy my shirt. And it's like, yeah, no, he's exactly right. Like it is a company-based thing where like you're going to have access to things like, I don't know, you're going to watch the new Superman movie and you can buy like the Halloween costume of it if you click this link. Like it's right. Yeah. The reality of it is super uninteresting. And the reality people want from it who are like shills for it is even less interesting, where it's like, why would you want the costume though if you could just get a blockchain protected avatar costume of the Superman outfit? Huh? It's only going to be $20. That's like half the price of a real one. Yeah. Anyway, the metaverse is garbage. Fuck the metaverse. I think it'll be successful. I'm really concerned.
Yeah, I super would not be surprised.
I'm really concerned that
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, every part of this makes me want to just like every day I'm getting closer to living this stupid mushroom farmer life in the mountains.
So
that's like, the only safe way.
Honestly, so I think it is very on brand that the Wikipedia or the deep Wikipedia stuff put up Goblin Core recently, because we're all gonna have to go there. Like I think that's the true way to fight back. We're going to have to go get Carl's Jr. plant burgers in the middle of the night. We're going to have to go jump into a dumpster and figure out what the fuck we're going to do with like the things we find. Because Goblin Core has got to take hold, and it's got to pull
Well,
people away
Here's
from the metaverse.
the unfortunate truth is people better do Goblin Core while it's cool, because it's gonna be out of necessity at some point.
You know what?
Like,
we're right. You're going to need to be like us so that you can even live in the future. Because if not, you're going to be jumping out of buildings and shit. Because it's all going to be like we are. Sorry to say.
Goblin Core is the future.
Goblin Core is the fucking future. 100%. This soju is strong, by the way.
Yep. Yeah, well. Yeah. Good thing, because I'm on my third one of these and I just started smoking weed, so.
Hell yeah. Now
Oh
tell me,
no! Don't demonetize us. I'm not smoking weed.
that was a cigarette, people. It's fine. Everybody loves it.
Vape.
It's a water vape.
It's a water. There's so many water. It actually hydrates you.
Madison's just trying to stay hydrated.
Hey, you know what? Project Filter all the way. Is that an Idaho joke or is that a PNW thing?
Well, that is mostly an Idaho joke.
But you know what that is because you were here.
I do know what it is, yeah.
Okay. God, they really got to get some younger people on that marketing campaign. Jesus Christ.
Go over to the fucking child ranch and get some kids to help you with your shit.
That is not, that is unironically a good place to find cool teens.
I hate that you said that. Go to the kid farm and find some cool teens.
Okay, first of all, for everyone listening, it's not a fucking kid farm. You can't just say the words kid farm like there's no repercussions.
It's a kid farm. I don't know what you want me to say. It had like a fence with kids behind it on the toe tags.
We're talking about a thrift store called the Idaho Youth Ranch. Jesse is calling it a kid farm.
Oh, sorry. The Idaho Youth Ranch is so much better than the kid farm.
Okay, but in the context of me saying there are cool teens there, yeah, I feel like that is much better.
Look, there's cool teens at the youth ranch.
There's a real big difference between, hey, there are cool teens shopping at this thrift store and there are cool teens at this garden of children. Like, that's not
Natalie, if I said we got to go find some cool teens at the youth ranch, would you call the police?
Oh my god.
Don't call the police, so that solves that problem.
Okay, fair enough. Natalie would never call the police. People would.
Good, great. Well, people are stupid.
You listen to this? You watching this? People are stupid.
You're dumb. Straight.
You're a fucking idiot. I got a fucking
Straight
Snapchat
dumb.
filter for you, asshole. That's a joke for literally no one.
Anyway, yeah, Project Filter. This is a side tangent. Just
I
because
mean, Natalie even knows about Project Filter. Like, it is a known thing.
Okay, I'm sure it's probably somewhat in Washington. It's at least an Idaho marketing campaign because they got shit everywhere. For the Idaho kids or Idaho people out there, Project Filter is like an anti-vape marketing campaign.
Yeah.
And they really need to do it better. Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, sound off, Idaho kids. Anyway,
Actually, no. Never speak. Anyone from Idaho, just generally never speak.
Yeah, you're just gonna say racist shit about Nelly.
You know what? Hot take. If I could take a vow of silence for the rest of my life, and that would also guarantee the silence of everyone from Idaho, I might do it. That might not be a net negative. I'm just saying.
I feel comfortable with that, but only because I have a pretty good idea of the things that you're thinking now. So I would be able to translate a fair amount of it. But legally.
I'm not worried about my ability to communicate outside of just like talking shit.
Yeah.
I just want other people around me here generally to stop talking.
It would be great to be able to go get some decent ice cream and not have to hear weird, like, red state folks talking about, like, these damn liberals while you're standing in line. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'll never know what it's like to be the minority truth teller, patriot kind of person in the middle of
silent majority.
The liberal paradise that is Boise, Idaho. Yeah. Uh-huh.
The liberal paradise that is Boise, Idaho.
I'm going to make that a shirt. I'm going to make that shirt.
I'm going to make that a podcast title.
We had a shooting today.
Over what?
Over what? I don't fucking know. It was in the mall. We had a mall shooting today, actually.
You guys have a mall?
We do. And somebody did a shooting inside of it.
That's why you don't go to malls.
I mean, oh God. Yeah, I think generally malls for more reasons than the shootings are just okay to. Well, no, that's not true. I take that back because there are Auntie Anne's and pretzel places inside of malls.
Okay, yeah, that's the capitalist trick. They put an Auntie Anne's in the mall, and then you want to be there because they got good, weird, soft cheeses for their pretzels. Yeah.
If I can say anything for the capitalists, it's that they got the soft cheese down. I'm fucking there for the soft cheese of capitalism.
Yeah, fucking the soft cheese of capitalism is my jam, baby.
Let it be known that if capitalism ever did anything good, it's soft cheese. And Applebee's. I stand by that.
I'm going to take you to a fucking Applebee's, and you're going to be like, this isn't that great. When was the last time you were in an Applebee's?
You're going to be wrong, because I'm going to get so drunk that it's fun.
You have an Applebee's by there?
Yeah. It's an Applebee's. Everyone has an Applebee's within like 15 miles of them.
I can't wait for Applebee's to be on the blockchain.
Okay, you know what? You put those Halloween Applebee's, like Halloween themed drinks on the blockchain, I'll fucking be there.
Wait.
Virtually.
What are their Halloween drinks again?
I'm gonna look this up because I'm curious what the actual names are. I can tell you the general themes, but I don't know. Here, I'm just gonna look up Applebee's because I know it's a deal that they have right now. Nope. Wait. I don't want that. Oh, here it is. $5 spooky sips. The spookiest of sips. Spine-chillingly delicious cocktails. This is a lot of like marketing text for for 2 drinks. Okay. So the first one is this is the one I had. It's a daiquiri, basically.
Okay.
But here, let's see if I can enlarge this and send it. Oh no, I don't want to order it right now, but maybe later.
Are you sure you don't want to order it?
No, but I'm sending you a screenshot. Anyway, this is what they look like. So the first drink is called the Dracula's Juice.
The Dracula's Juice? Holy shit.
I added the, but it's called Dracula's Juice. And it's basically a daiquiri, but the syrup is like sprayed around the rim so it looks like blood instead.
I want to... Okay, that does look kind of good.
It's actually very fucking good.
I want to point out that the one next to it, which I'm sure you will explain,
yep,
has served mucho attached to it in the image.
Yep.
You're just going to You're just gonna pass over that, like, yeah.
No,
Of course it does.
I'm gonna explain. I think that actually is a sign that goes for both of them because they're both served mucho, and what that means in Applebee's speak, I guess, is like they will not give you more than 2 of these at an Applebee's. That's what that means.
Okay, so that might present a problem because I was going to make a suggestion. Feel free to yay or nay it. So I'm coming in, Jesus Christ, tomorrow night, I guess.
Uh-huh.
What's the birthday plan stuff? Is it
there's like one set birthday plan.
okay?
And you already know about it.
Kind of, yeah.
It's dinner. I don't know why I'm talking about this like it's a secret. There's dinner. That's the only plan. I think beyond that, it's whatever.
Okay. What? I'm coming in at like 6 something. Do you know what time that stuff is?
Wait, you're coming in tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the birthday stuff isn't till Wednesday.
Okay. Now, hear me out. This might you don't have to laugh as soon as I say hear me out.
I'm sorry. I just
What if we go, so I guess number 1, will you pick me up from the airport?
Well, there's not an Applebee's in the airport, so yes.
Okay. Number 2, how far away is the Applebee's?
It's not far. It's all relatively close together.
Are at least 3 of these drinks not served mucho in a way that we could get all 5 and share them?
All 5? There's only 2 of them.
Oh, I thought you were saying there were 5.
No, they're $5.
Oh, okay. Well, we should go get both of those drinks.
Yeah, okay. I'd be down for that. I did one on a completely empty stomach and I was good. So if I had like some mozzarella sticks or, I mean, if I go to Applebee's, I'm probably going to get like the appetizer sampler because that's how you do Applebee's correctly.
I wasn't going to say it, but yeah. That is exactly.
That's how you do it.
If you're feeling nasty, you buy one of their weird burgers and cut it in half.
Yeah. I've heard good things about the mac and cheese too. But
Hey, that's good.
I mean, it all could be good. It's Applebee's.
This is all just the soft cheese of capitalism we're talking about. I see why people want it.
You can't keep saying that. You're going to turn me into a capitalist. That's propaganda right there. Anti-Anne's is just propaganda.
You just got to make sure you're the right kind of salty, fancy cracker to smooth that soft cheese of capitalism over the top of.
I will be.
Hmm?
I will be a class trader for soft cheese. I will do it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a shirt too.
Yeah. I'd wear that shirt. It'd be good. It'd be a good time.
So, speaking of being a class trader, how's that CoStar app going for you? Last podcast, we set up using the CoStar app.
I think this is a good. I think this is a good segment to keep forever, just like checking in with the CoStar periodically, because it's kind of just a roast every single day of the person.
So I'm getting some different stuff, but I want to hear about you getting roasted by the CoStar.
Oh, is your horoscope like affirming you and being nice?
Sometimes.
But also giving you some like weird shit to avoid. Mine were pretty funny today. I don't know. Okay, like here's the 2 extremes with CoStar that I get. So when I open my chart and it gives you your initial, like, here's your daily prompt of whatever the fuck you need to follow. I always get either something incredibly, like, to your core mean and rude and cutting.
Yeah.
Or I get something that means absolutely nothing, like, it's your turn to take a leap.
What?
Hold this. Sorry, my brother is calling me, so I'm, like, trying to deal with that.
Hey, you want to hear what I got when I opened it today? My header says, "Throw roses into the abyss to thank the monsters who didn't succeed in swallowing you alive."
Wait, I'm sorry. What? Say that one more time.
Good afternoon, Sour Buddy. It's 52 degrees. Chance of light rain in your area. Today at a glance.
Right.
Throw roses into the abyss to thank the monsters who didn't succeed in swallowing you alive.
What the?
Do you want to translate that?
No, I think that fits in with my dichotomy of co-star, where it's either completely useless or just fucking mean to you.
It has been mean to me, but like I'm getting less of that maybe. It is actually talking about you a lot in my co-star, which is not like super helpful when I'm looking for stuff from me.
This is my co-star. Why am I reading so much about Madison?
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot. I mean, disregarding it telling me to don't mannequins, like.
You know what's really funny is mine today were I mean, my do's are kind of stupid. They don't really mean anything. Do rigor as a concept, I guess. Collecting. Okay. I've always done collecting. I don't need that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's like a thing you need to ask about.
It's not a problem for me. Do checklists.
Also doesn't seem like a problem for you.
It's not a problem. I have a lot of checklists. The problem is doing the checklist.
You just got to get those checklists taped to your bathroom mirror, and then you're all set.
That would help, I'm sure. I just need a higher power seeing over those checklists. My don'ts, I found very funny today. False expertise. Mm-hmm. Which, I'm sorry, that's just like a description of freelancing as an occupation.
Yeah.
Oversimplifications.
Okay.
And PowerPoints.
Oh, you're fucked then.
Which is also what I do as an occupation. So
they're just trying to tell you not to be yourself at that point.
Yeah, basically, they're like, can you just stop everything you're doing? Specifically for money. Stop doing all of those things. Oh, my brother's texting me about something.
I mean, your brother is like a unofficial member of this podcast at this point.
He is, but he's also the type of person that doesn't really text me unless like something's going on or he needs something. So I'm like,
is he wifing those texts up?
Yeah, he do be wifing these texts up.
Nice. Yeah. So, for example, the two things that I got in my main list today was, you are a fundamentally loyal person. Okay. Keeping your emotional stubbornness in check. Finding rest can help you feel better. And then go camping with Madison. Stop trying to stick your head in the sand. Madison won't see you like an impenetrable shield, even if you are holding grudges. They can teach you to let yourself grow. So, like, mine is definitely not like, if anything, mine is more like, hey, what's up with Madison? And not like, hey, what's up with you? Like, mine I'm not getting that much.
Mine is always, what's up with Nick? And it's so fucking funny, because I think I have 3 friends on here, and it's you, my friend Claire, and then Nick. But all of my things, when I scroll down, it's like, you should do X with this person. Yeah. It's always about Nick every single time. Today,
I've not gotten a single Nick thing, and he is my friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine today says I should write a screenplay with Nick. So Nick, if you want to write a screenplay, I guess co-star has willed this to be.
I already have a pretty good idea of a screenplay, and I mean, I don't know. I think that would be,
maybe we'll steal it because I don't have any fucking clue where to start with that.
Yeah, that's right. We'll go camping, and we're gonna write Nick's screenplay. It also yesterday said, while driving, you're listening to Marks for Dummies on audiobook. I don't know what the fuck it's talking about, but
I saw that. Oh yeah, that wasn't mine. I did see that about yours. That's funny.
Wait, what?
I didn't know that did show up on mine too.
Huh.
That you were reading Marks for Dummies.
Cool.
I don't know.
On Monday, it told me to yell it from the rooftops. It said that I might be choosing stability over growth. So I looked up Nick on here. People who have watched this forever know who Nick is. Specifically, I went to the friends category and found Nick and looked at his stuff. The only thing that it says there's compatibility for is intellect and communication. Everything else is like, come on, buddy. It just says, hey, you're good at expressing affection. Maybe you can resolve some criticism. That's all it tells me. Like, that is what it thinks about Nick and I. Where for yours, it's like your compatibility is everything. And also, what is the wording on this? Well, that's weird.
Read it.
I don't know.
Read it.
At the end, it says to rearrange your room. But it...
Wait, yeah, no, I see that too. Wait, I see it also. Oh, you're right. This is weird.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't read it. But yeah, so it's like, you're compatible with everything. It's fine. And also, Nick, whatever. And then on the same day, it had, you're a more pensive thinker than other people. Like, I just don't know what this app is trying to tell me.
I mean, I don't know. Who fucking knows?
But I've got an awful lot of it saved in this section. So
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it is so fucking wild that it's worth saving.
Like, does anybody want to tell me what this means? Take a screenshot. You
that
can,
looks like some Enneagram shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Tell me what this fucking Enneagram means.
Oh, wait. Is that like a star chart thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the circle chart.
That's a circle chart. And it's basically saying, like, let's see.
It's just telling me what my sun, moon, and ascendant signs are. I can't read a circle chart. Are you kidding me? Fuck no.
I mean, the way it's listed out, it looks like it has connections to Aquarius, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and then mostly Taurus. And then I'm like Cancer and Gemini mashed together. I don't know what that's supposed to help me with.
I don't know. There are very few signs that I know anything about enough to be to know the stereotypes. Yeah. There's about like 3 that I know, and that's, I don't know, beyond
that. So one thing I've been doing with this, so it's been like 15-ish days since we started both using CoStar. So what I've been doing is making sure to at least take a screenshot each day of the do's and don'ts, because that's the initial thing that I found to be absolutely mystifying on a lot of these.
It's super interesting.
So I want to go through and tell people a little bit about that. And honestly, I don't know, CoStar might be like funded by Chick-fil-A or some shit. Who the fuck knows what it is? But
probably.
But I want to go through and try and convince people to also like get into the weird free garbage that is this obviously internet scraping, like invasive astrology app and see like what people think. Also, so your friend who may or may not have disappeared, they tried like 10 times to add themselves to mine, and it just didn't happen. I have no idea how that stuff works.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just signed up for it through email and I didn't connect it to anything else. How's that soju treating you?
Fuck.
Yeah?
Yeah.
16%.
18%.
18. All right.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. 16.8. 17%.
17%.
I'm going to preempt my apologies next week. Madison was right. Yeah.
Great.
Fantastic.
Is that ever a good thing? But
I don't know.
Who can say?
Let me have a cool down from that.
Oh yeah. The palate cleanser. Rainier.
We had I don't know where you were at that point in the evening, but how much of our co-star conversation do you remember from, what was it, Sunday night? Yeah.
I think I was in the bathroom for that portion.
You weren't.
Okay, then nothing.
Okay.
I think actually I vaguely recall complaining that co-star was mean to me, and I think that was about my contribution to that conversation, so I don't remember anything else.
Okay, so we had a probably like a 15-minute or so conversation about co-star at Neurolux, and everybody seems really into it. Even Jenny, where I don't get a good grip on where Jenny is astrologically for her likes and dislikes, but I feel like it's more than I thought, maybe.
You mean like how much credence she takes in all of it? I could see her. Well, I know that she has the app and she thinks that it's fun, as we all do. But Jenny is also a Scorpio, and I know that every single description she's ever read of a Scorpio, because she's told me she does not identify with.
I mean, yeah, in the astrology world, Scorpio is the like redheaded stepchild, the like version of astrology where it's just like, I don't know, if you're doing okay, that's great, but you're probably fucked and also an asshole. So like, I get.
Well, yeah, especially Scorpio feels like the one. Yeah, Scorpio feels like the one. It's like, oh, you're definitely an asshole, but like you're doing your best. And she super doesn't identify with that, and I can understand why, because my star sign is Leo, and I also I'm like, I don't.
That's whenever I think Madison, I go like big Leo energy.
Yeah.
Out there.
I know, super
in
type
front
A.
of everybody. Yeah, type A, making it happen. Enneagram 1 and 7, just all of that shit.
All of it, yeah. It all makes sense under the Leo umbrella. For me, either it makes sense or I made it make sense that I am on the cusp of Leo and Cancer. Mm-hmm. That makes more sense to me personally. I don't know where Jenny is though. What's the cusp? I'm curious now.
Well, it's gonna be her birthday, so it's the perfect time to harass her about all this stuff.
Just the Scorpio cusp. I feel like I just started seeing things about people being like, oh, it's Scorpio season, so we must be in the general cusp. Okay, yeah, the 19th to the 26th is the cusp.
Okay.
So she's just barely outside of it. So Leo, actually that makes a lot more sense.
Does it?
Yeah, to me
Okay.
that makes a lot more sense. From what I have read about Leos and what I know of, what I've read about Scorpios and what I know about Leos, that makes more sense to me than her just being fucking smack dab in the middle of Scorpio season and getting all of this shit mixed up. She seems like a cusp personality to me. And this means nothing, and I'm just saying it because I'm also a cusp personality, but whatever.
I think of the three chunks, two of them are Gemini for me, so I'm the farthest away from cusp you can get. 1 second. Natalie, you should, well, I think this is the one. You should, when you do the boss battles for Mario Odyssey, you should do the headphones because they have good theme music. Sorry. I get really concerned about the boss music in Mario Odyssey.
It needs to be experienced in headphone form.
It's got a good bass line.
Oh, someone was okay. This is related to this and nothing else. Alex was telling me about. You probably already know about this, and I'm super late to the party. There was some sort of music in a Pokemon game that in Japan was credited with like making kids want to kill themselves. Do you know about this?
I lightly, yeah. I've heard about that shit.
I forget what it's called, like Lavender something.
Lavender Town.
Yeah.
Well, Lavender Tower, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Anyway, I was just told about that phenomenon the other day, and I thought it was kind of interesting. I really have nothing else to add, but I was just like, okay.
It's sort of a meme garbage thing of that is like a town that there are ghost Pokemon in. Like it's if people are familiar with like Blood Whistle or any of those stories, like that's closer to that shit.
Did you play Omori? I think I remember talking about Omori, but I don't remember if
I don't think I played it. No.
You played it. Okay. It has the same sort of animation to that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to the Lavender Tower Town, whatever, soundtrack, and pretty much the entire soundtrack of Omori sounds very, very similar to that.
Okay.
And the whole plot line of Omori is dealing with like suicide and death and that shit. So that makes a lot of sense actually after hearing that. But it's interesting to me that like after I read the Wikipedia article about it, it was like this soundtrack drove like thousands of Japanese teenagers to insanity, and then they killed themselves.
I mean, that's some creepypasta ass shit. So I got I got Pokemon kind of late, but I did get the originals, and it was through somebody like got rid of their whole collection of Game Boy stuff, and I had a Game Boy, so like somebody at my parents' work like gave me like this giant chunk of like Game Boy games. Mm-hmm. Lavender Town became a meme pretty quickly because it was the area where one of the Pokemon has like ghosts, like there's a I don't remember exactly, but there's like witches and ghosts in this like tower, and you go kind of like complete a set of challenges where you have to like work up, I think it's like 3 floors of like Pokemon fights. But because it had like kind of a cool soundtrack and people were oftentimes stuck there because I think it's right before a cave, it became like this big thing of like a lot of people who write creepypastas and stuff like that use Lavender Town as their like, this is where the game ends if you're like depressed. So like there's a lot of like suicide memes and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
There's also there's a bunch of like N64 like meme stories that use Lavender Town sound effects because they're still Nintendo stuff, but they can put it in a like a Zelda game or a Metroid game or something like that, and it kind of sounds right. But that I haven't heard the Lavender Town like it made a bunch of people commit suicide stuff exactly, but it totally makes sense that that's the like creepypasta version of it.
Yeah, I think that I'm sure that's a large component of it, but I'd never heard about it until recently. So
It's mixed with the Porygon thing. The story is like, oh, the original copies of the game that aren't out anymore had the fucked up version of the song that actually made people kill themselves.
Oh, okay. I hadn't heard that. So yeah, Natalie just let me know that.
okay.
Did you hear that?
Heard, yeah. I heard.
Okay. So yeah, apparently the original version, so probably the pre-American version had the real shit in it.
Okay. When Alex was telling me about that, we looked it up on YouTube, and I listened to whatever version of it was most popular on YouTube. I would imagine that's probably the original version. I don't know.
Probably. I can't imagine weebs would slip by to have like the.
Yeah,
American
I don't think they would. But it'd be interesting to hear the difference between the two, because it was definitely like a spooky themed soundtrack, and I could see why, I don't know, listening to it for extended amounts of time would be like deeply unsettling and not great.
Yeah.
But that seems to be how music works generally. So I don't know.
Oh, I remember what the thing was. There's a Pokemon called Marowak that wears the skull of its mother in its description.
Yeah.
And there's a Pokemon called Kangaskhan, I think that's the name, that has like, it's like a kangaroo. It has like a little baby in its pouch. And it infers that the baby in the pouch is the other Pokemon. So it's having like a weird like implied skull of another Pokemon on its head, and that's like the thing you have to fight at the end of that section.
Okay, that makes sense. I think I've heard about that Pokemon before. My Skype is freaking out. Oh, okay.
It seems fine on this end.
No, it's because I'm clicking on shit. That's why.
There's someday if we do something that's not the sexiest Pokemon, or sorry, the most fuckable Pokemon, we can look into some of that stuff a little more closely. I don't want to give people inaccurate information.
As we said before, fact-checking is the foundation of this podcast.
Yeah, fact-checking is everything, so we need to make sure that that keeps up right.
And here's a seamless transition. The same can be said for Donald Trump's new social media, Truth Media. Truth Media?
Wait, is that what it's called?
Yes. It's called, I don't want to fuck this up, but...
Don't fuck it up. That's our
I don't fuck it up.
president's media.
I know.
Ivan Jr.?
No, I'm not Joe Biden over here. I'm
Okay.
talking about Donald Trump.
Oh.
Our president.
But our current president is Joseph
Okay,
Ivan Jr.
it's called
Okay.
It's called Truth Social.
And he thought that would catch on.
I mean, if you're a patriot. Really.
I guess being a patriot, a lot of things like Truth Media can get you on.
What do you think the convergence of the metaverse and Truth Media would look like? Just
I
people. I want to own the most unique, expensive MAGA flag absolutely possible.
Yeah, can you get this MAGA flag on the blockchain, please? I'm gonna need it forever and for all
This is my intellectual property, and no one can have the same flag as me because I'm the most. I'm the biggest truth teller, brother.
Damn, brother, I'm the biggest truth teller. I'm gonna need this. What's that fucking flag we saw in the desert? The 3-color flag. It's like police, like police and like park workers and like something.
It was. I've seen this flag a couple of times. So it's that stupid regular like black and white American flag, and then of course you have the thin blue line, police, and then I think it was red and green, and the red stands for like firefighters and EMTs, if I remember correctly, and I think the green is like army. Okay. Like military, if I remember. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. So I haven't seen that flag a lot. It's kind of nice. It's not super catching on, but
I think Frog the dog has most of those flags hidden away in a doghouse somewhere.
Frog the dog is doing the Lord's work. He's probably just like, I gotta trash as many of these flags as possible.
Yep.
Frog the dog is a socialist icon being held there against as well, probably.
Yeah, Frog the dog is not communist. Frog the dog is definitely still socialist, but they're trying to help.
Frog the dog is probably a democratic socialist, if we're being real.
Yeah, a democratic socialist at best, but great for the desert. It's going to do a lot of good.
I'll take Frog the dog in the desert. Are we writing a children's book right now meant to indoctrinate young children?
Call us the Child Ranch, because we're indoctrinating young children in the desert.
All right, well.
Again, please don't yell that out my window.
Call us the Child Ranch, because we are indoctrinating young children in the desert.
The only thing that the youth ranch is indoctrinating anyone with is like cheap ceramic knickknacks and really bad t-shirts.
They're indoctrinating.
One of which I'm wearing, so.
Wait, you found that there?
I think so.
Okay, my opinion's changed. Also, if you want to see a picture of me looking like a victim of the Titanic, that's the only place to see it, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, in a very real sense, you were a victim of the Titanic.
Thank you. There's some shit going on over here.
All right. Is this a good time for me to pee? Because I have to pee again.
Yeah, it's a good time for you to pee.
Yay! And then when I get back, I'm going to tell you more about Truth Media. It's Truth Social.
Tell me about Truth Social. It'll be great.
It's going to happen. Only telling the truth.
What?
You gotta sober up. Eat more of your gummies.
They're bad.
I don't care. I told you they're bad.
Sorry, this house marm is telling me that I have to do stuff.
Yeah. You fuck.
They're letting me stay here. I have to do it. I'm sorry. Ugh. You can really taste the Bacchus.
Your mom while you're here.
Ugh.
It really doesn't taste like a frivolity or drinking.
No, it tastes like hot vitamins.
Yeah, it sure does.
Ugh. Holy shit. One of these has 26 grams of sugar. They are covering a lot of additives.
Yeah, and you can tell.
Ugh. Yeah.
The outside is like, oh, that's almost a candy. And then it's really not.
No. It's got 40 grams of carbs.
I can smell the Red Bull on your breath.
Yeah. 15 milligrams of sodium in one.
All right.
Man, This is rough stuff.
Yeah, it's bad for you.
I'm gonna take these on the plane.
Good.
I have to fly tomorrow.
They're probably contraband.
For anybody watching, I'm going to Madison's roommate's birthday.
Yeah.
And then
Jenny
I ended up.
Dots.
Hmm?
What? Jenny Any Dots.
Yeah, Jenny Any Dots. I'm going to their birthday tomorrow. Well, I'm going tomorrow. Their birthday is going to be the next night, but I ended up getting 3 nights there because all of the tickets were gone for the garbage people flights.
Did you stop eating your Red Bull?
No, I had one. Anyway, look forward to stories about that.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
All right, so back to the soft cheese of capitalism. We got some what's the Donald Trump social media called again?
Truth Social.
All right, Truth Social. So that's fun.
And I have bad news for everyone about Truth Social. So hours after it was announced, it was hacked.
No.
Oh no.
Not our president.
Not the president. So it was hacked like very soon after they announced it was a thing. I've seen a couple of screenshots, or from what I know, they are screenshots of like the beta, whatever version of this is out, whatever they hacked into it.
Wait, calling Donald Trump a beta?
Oh no, he's obviously a Sigma.
Right.
Obviously.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So from what I could tell, the UI of Truth Social looks exactly like Twitter. It's very similar.
Like, Twitter works okay, but that's not a good social media interface.
I think he's probably just working with what he knows.
Okay.
So, I mean, I could be wrong. These could just be weird, fake screenshots that I saw. But I think what I saw was screenshots of the beta version, whatever, that they hacked into of Truth Social. And what the hackers did was retweet, or whatever it's going to be on there, Donald Trump, his account, sharing pictures of like ACAB things, like Photoshop pictures of pigs shitting, and what else did I see? There were some really funny things about Melania that I can't super remember right now, but
did they do any of the Melania body double stuff?
I think one of them was like, "Where is Melania? Can someone tell me what Melania is up to?" I don't know.
I mean, that's pretty good.
It was pretty funny, but it's not like publicly out. But I don't know. It's just I liked it. It was a nice thing that happened. I guess he also here, I'll just read from the article. Posted photos of pigs, wrote rants about Twitter CEO Jack, and made a fake account for and made a fake account for Bannon.
Okay.
Which that's also pretty fun. I hear cat action.
Yeah, this cat is like it's like if you could make a large block of cheese into an animal, and the only thing it wanted was to be close to people, and it just makes noise whenever it isn't close enough to people, and sometimes it'll make noise when it is close if you're not paying enough attention.
Yeah. I've seen pictures of this cat, and that seems like a really good description.
It is a cheese wheel with fur on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all I ever want from a cat.
Apparently, while I've been here, it has started jumping up on the couch to hang out with people, but by hanging out, it means just turning into a gelatinous like lump on the couch. It's a rough cat. It's
just claiming its territory.
Yeah, if that. I don't know if it has the energy to claim territory.
It doesn't need to exert energy to do it when they already own it.
It doesn't need to do a voice to channel any of these ghosts. Yeah, it's a rough cat.
Yeah, she's paid the ghost.
Its name is Pepper. So if anybody wants to know that, there it is. I'll send if I haven't already sent you the like football player picture of Pepper, that would be a good Instagram picture.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a good visual description of this cat. So I think that would be a good idea. Anyway, that's about the extent of everything that I know or care about Truth Social. It's just that it got hacked within hours of being announced, which I think is pretty hilarious. But
I'm glad it got hacked.
The name Truth Social. Pretty good.
Yeah, Truth Social is a really bad name.
I remember the other thing I wanted to touch on when talking about this. So, when Trump was announcing this, he sent out an email, as he does, explaining all the terms and conditions of Truth Social.
Okay.
I might be too drunk to do this, to find the actual terms and conditions. One of the terms is that you cannot in any way, like, this is not written in, this is why, okay, hold on. I'm going to try really hard to find the actual language of this.
Focus. Nobody's watching this podcast. Just.
I mean, we're 2.5 hours in, so if they're still watching, then they know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's their own fault. Don't worry about it.
Fuck. Truth Social. Truth Social. Terms. I wish I could find the original text of these. Okay, well. Oh, here it is. Okay. Fuck yeah. Oh, I found it. Mm-hmm. Oh, this isn't it. This is just like a statement. Anyway, okay. One of the terms and conditions. I encourage people to be not as drunk as I am and look up the actual terms and conditions because they're not written in any sort of like legal terminology.
Oh, okay.
I was watching a stream. I think it was Hassan's stream, and he was like reading through them. And a lot of the language used is just like, you can't make fun of us on our social media platform or else we'll get mad at you.
Okay.
Basically, the like somewhat professional sounding equivalent of that. It's not like a terms and conditions of like pages and pages where you don't really know what you're doing. I'm sure it will be that at some point, but one of the big points is like you cannot here it is, under prohibited activities in the terms of service. Number 23 is you cannot disparage, tarnish, or otherwise harm, in our opinion, us or the site.
That doesn't mean anything.
That means if you say anything that we get mad at, then we're going to delete it.
Okay, so the idea of having free social media, here's my scare quotes.
I mean, social media where only the truth is being told.
Yeah, so the idea is that only the truth of the people who own it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, that seems different than Twitter.
Yeah. But a lot of the language, from what I remember, the terms and conditions is like, you can't hurt our feelings, or else we'll get mad at you and we'll delete your account.
Okay. Cool. That is insane. I'm surprised that's not a bigger deal. I've not really heard anything about Trump's social media beyond some very disparate bits of information. So I'm surprised more people aren't talking about how they're trying to make fascist rules for their social media.
Well, I'm sure it's because the people who are going to use that social media don't care.
Yeah.
Because I for one, will definitely be signing up for a Truth Social account the second it's announced, because I got to get in there.
So right now I usually post our podcast to Facebook and Twitter as well as YouTube. Can we get a Truth Social account so I can start posting it there too?
Yeah. We should. I think we'll get deleted immediately, but yeah, we should.
Hell yeah.
This is actually a fantastic litmus test because, fuck. I mean, not that we haven't. I guess we haven't really tested the full extent of the YouTube censorship. I don't know, because we're not trying to monetize anything.
I don't know. The 9/11 podcasts, I was interested to see if anything happened to that, because they took a lot of stuff down talking about COVID and things like that around then.
Oh, of ours?
No, just in general. We had a bunch of COVID stuff in a chunk, and none of that got touched.
Oh yeah.
So
I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of our uploads have some sort of flag on them, they're talking about politics, just beware, that kind of thing, or
right.
COVID. But yeah, I think that would be a fantastic test. I just want to see how far we can go on this. It seems like I feel like recent events of being hacked immediately are gonna stall things a little bit. Probably not, but who knows?
It'll probably be a little bit of a stall for how long it takes for them to actually look at people who are doing stuff they don't like.
Yeah.
So it might leave space for us.
It will leave enough space for it to be interesting. I definitely want to see how long that could go for.
You get me some login info, I'll fucking post it. It'll be
alright. It's gonna happen.
Get drunk and get that login info.
I don't need to be drunk to do that. I wish I had the access to the full. I need to be on. Okay, you're on the email list though. You probably got this email actually.
I don't know. I have 210 emails right now. Okay. I can check.
It's probably in there if you at any point feel invested in looking for it. Okay. Also, he sent out a really fucking funny email acknowledging the death of Colin Powell.
Okay, actually, I want to check, and I'll search for Colin Powell.
I think I can find that pretty quick though.
I have 228 emails right now.
Yeah,
that's part of the problem. Colin Powell. Search. Wait, that's a Twitter email? Whoa.
Someone might have posted it to Twitter because it's fucking hilarious.
I got a Twitter set of stuff that is Neil Cavuto and also Miwoon on Twitch through Twitter, and it appears to just be a shot of her ass with devil horns on a picture in the mirror. I don't think that's what I'm looking for.
I mean, that's something else, but it's...
Did I mistype Powell?
Colin Powell. Someone on Twitter's posted a screenshot of this email or something. Okay, here it is. Wait.
Okay. The next thing in that list was a cold snack tweet, so I don't think that's it either.
No, that's not it. Okay. Statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States. Here it goes. It's a paragraph. Wonderful to see Colin Powell, who made big mistakes on Iraq and famously so-called weapons of mass destruction, be treated in death so beautifully by the fake news media. Hopefully that happens to me someday.
Okay.
He was a classic rhino, if even that. Always being the first to attack other Republicans. He made plenty of mistakes, but anyway, may he rest in peace.
God damn. I've never heard of more like Donald Trump making a thing about a black guy ever.
I just the last sentence of he made plenty of mistakes, but anyway, rest in peace. That's like the hacks of
That's the Donald Trump version of Ripperoni. That's so fucking garbage.
It's fucking funny. Oh my god. Such a fucking petty bitch. And the way that this is written, I feel like either this is actually something that he wrote or someone who's really good at writing like Trump does. But anyway, may he rest in peace. Like, I obviously don't care about Colin Powell. I don't care, but so
yeah,
fucking
that's the fucking Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter of Donald Trump Twitter. That's very good work.
It kind of makes me want to subscribe to the emails at this point, just because it's so fucking funny.
Hey, come on in.
Yeah.
Water's fine. You're gonna get a lot. You're gonna get a lot of Ted Cruz emails.
Jesus Christ, that's rough.
Yeah, it's bad in there. Don't do it. Actually, just ask me, and I will forward them to you.
Sure. I mean, enough people are uploading just screenshots to Twitter. Yeah. That's probably good enough. But it's so like, oh my god, if Donald Trump was just a petty ass bitch comedian making fun of shit, this would be really, really funny.
I haven't heard wording
if being
that
president
bad.
didn't directly lead to the deaths of like 1 million plus people, that would be different, I guess. Still fucking funny though.
Is Colin Powell part of the soft cheese of capitalism?
He's the rind. He enforces it.
Oh, you're right. He's the rind. He's part of that.
That makes... I would concede to that.
It's a little waxy. You don't necessarily want it first, but it's there holding the rest of the soft cheese.
It's like... if we're sticking true to the Auntie Anne's comparison, basically what that is the rind that forms on the top of it when you're like busy eating the actual pretzel, and then you come back and you're like, fuck, my cheese has formed a rind, and so you have to like squish that to the bottom to get to the soft stuff.
Okay.
And then by the end of it, you realize that the hard stuff you didn't want to eat kind of eventually mixed in with the rest of it.
This is such a specific cheese metaphor. Holy shit.
Don't fucking test me on my cheese metaphors, man. It's a specific experience that I know people have.
Actually, Applebee's needs to hire me. I will get their oil and vinegar game up. Because I feel like that just reminded me of like Applebee's doesn't have like the staples of like middle class homes where, you know, middle class kind of dropped out and we're all like lower class goblins now. But there's a lot of meals like oil and vinegar and bread that Applebee's could totally take advantage of. Mm-hmm. And people like you who have some sort of weird knowledge about how cheese hardens up mid-eat That's gonna be super useful for an Applebee's.
Can you
to
ensure
kind of
that gets put on my tombstone in some form or fashion? Thank you. That's
yeah,
all I care
absolutely. I mean, like of the two of us, I'm definitely gonna live longer, right? So like, I gotta get that on the tombstone.
It's a race to the bottom.
I seem to have weird luck, so maybe it'll just happen.
Oh, this is not one of my topics, but I was going to mention this. Lately, I have weird fucking good luck. In money related terms, which is
Are you
weird.
gambling?
No, I mean not really. So what has happened?
Okay.
No, I actually, I guess in one of these instances I am specifically gambling. But what's happened is so I entered. Alex and his friends and his family have like a big pot of money that they all bet on who the winner of Big Brother is going to be.
Fuck, that is the most hillbilly thing I've ever heard. Go on.
Well, it's well, I don't fucking know. I've never watched Big Brother. Like,
Good.
reality television, super not within my family's thing. We were watching Andy Griffith's show. It's different. So, not better, different.
Yeah, different.
So this was my first season watching it. I didn't know what to expect, and also I didn't have any say at all in who my people that I drew in the like raffle would be. We just drew names basically.
Okay.
And I drew the guy who won, so I won money off of Big Brother.
Okay.
Did that. This next thing kind of counts, but not super. Like, there was a chili cook-off at Alex's work, and I made a chili that got second place. That might not be a luck thing, but I feel like it's kind of a luck thing because we won money.
That just sounds like you made an okay chili.
Okay, well, maybe I made an okay chili, but for me, that feels like luck. So I made an okay chili. I won Big Brother, and then I attended a poker night, and I don't know how to play poker.
Okay.
I like had a cheat sheet in front of me the whole time telling me what everything is, and also consulting just how to play poker while I was playing it. Not that I think that takes an incredible amount of skill to figure out, but the other thing about me is that I don't retain rules for card games. So I've played poker like a lot of times in my life, but I'll never remember it. It's not something I'm ever going to commit to memory. And I won second there too, so I won money at that also. So I feel like now that I'm saying this out loud, two of these things are me coming in second. So like maybe it's not great luck, but it's okay luck. Like maybe I have okay luck.
Hey Natalie, apropos of nothing, do you think people fishing for optimism are in a good place or a bad place, generally speaking?
I'm gonna hang up on you right now.
Like if they kind of like are looking for like an upside to something and they're like kind of getting it okay, do you think that's good?
Hey, I made a good chili.
I don't doubt you made good chili, but I like you and I probably would like your chili based on that.
Second place. It actually is genuinely
someone's
good.
asking them for a compliment on the food they make. It's awesome, and you shouldn't question them.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Inconclusive.
I'm just saying.
Let me check what CoStar has to say about this, because
Listen.
it'll tell me about you and not me.
This many good things in a row tied to monetary value cannot be a bad sign. Am I wrong?
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm checking. No, I can't read that. Fuck.
Please read it.
No, I'm not going to read.
Why?
You already know why. You read some of this shit already.
That's a good cat. I just saw the cat picture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that picture of Pepper is pretty good. You should hold it up if you can.
This cat looks like it's doing a push-up just to, like, stand.
Yeah, look at that fucking cat. That is over there. I cannot believe that cat exists.
Oh my god, I fucking love
Okay, I
So
literally
good.
I am looking on my thing, and the stuff about me and the stuff about you separately. I can't read any of it. It's all fucking weird. So forget it. Anyway,
I'm right.
yeah, I guess what you got to take from this is Madison's right.
I think so. I mean, I don't I don't bet money on things like on purpose without the express intent of just like losing it immediately. And I did that kind of with the chili also. I kind of did that. Like I kind of bet the money that it took to make the chili that I would make good chili, and I made second place chili. So it kind of counts.
That's
Send this
fair.
to Madison.
Wait, what?
Send that to Madison. Like, hey, I just sent you.
Oh, okay.
It's my favorite picture ever.
I'm sending you. Oh, what the
Thank
fuck,
you, that's
Miranda?
important.
Oh Jesus. Sorry, Miranda is also texting me about somebody who's pregnant. I don't know. I don't care.
Someone I know?
I don't know. I don't
It's
think
not
so.
lights, is it?
No, I did get a text about lights yesterday.
So did,
Anyway.
well, I don't think it was yesterday, but I also received it. Oh my god, that's a really amazing picture.
Yeah. Wait, you got a text about lights from Miranda?
Well, yeah, well, so, do you follow Lights on Instagram?
I do, but like I'm
Well,
not.
I guess that doesn't have any relevance on whether or not it appears in your feed. Lights just released a new single, and I haven't listened to the actual full single yet, and there's a music video too, but it has big, you know, in Aladdin when Jasmine gets captured by the
Jafar.
Yeah. And she has like the red outfit, like everything, like very
Okay, yeah.
slave girl Leia Star Wars vibes.
Yeah, it's very slave Leia. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Exactly that. Everything's red tone. Lights just put out a music video that has very much those vibes, but less like BDSM, I would say, and more snakes.
I'll take either, but sure.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, no, it's not about lights, but I get how that could be soon.
It could be. I mean, I don't know. But, what was I going to say? Oh, the separate tangent, the album aesthetic that she's doing now, like her newest album looks like it's going to be primary color themed, so it's all blue, yellow, and red. So this music video seems like it's very red from what I've seen.
Okay.
Like red lighting, red costumes. I haven't watched the full thing, but I'm curious to see what that's going to be about.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
She does some interesting like color theme things. I think this album is all like the songs on it are also supposed to go in congruence with like a prequel that she wrote to her comic. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. I saw that comic. I think Miranda showed it to me, but okay, I'll check that out.
Anyway.
On the topic of luck, you want to hear some real weird luck? So I was out Saturday. I was meeting somebody, and I also brought a friend along. So I went out to a bar that I enjoy. I got a bunch of like free cheese curds. That was cool. And then I got like a tall boy of Rainier and a coffee. And I figured like, this will be about it. The person showed up. We like did some stuff. And then somebody came from the other room that they knew and said like, hey, you should come over to our table. So we went over there, and there were 3 more people in the Comet, which is attached to Lost Lake, and we joined up with their table. As soon as we sat down, some lady came over, and it was fully like a late 90s, early 1000s Britney Spears came over and was like, hey, I don't know. we've got a lot of alcohol. Some people like jumped out on us. There's a bunch of stuff here. We're not going to be able to sell it. We're not going to be able to drink it. So like, you guys want some like free drinks and stuff? Like, does that work for you? And of course, I'm willing to engage with randos. So I was like, oh yeah, no, we want that for sure. And then Britney Spears leaves and comes back and has like 15 double shots of tequila, and puts it on our table. And it's like one of those big like serving platters with like tequila. And then we find out Britney Spears, and like absolutely like almost Britney Spears, like from an old music video, just straight up, like very well like costumed, is like, yeah, well, we couldn't drink it and our friend left. And we look over, and across the entryway, it's just another table, like a table of people. It's not a server or anything. Like I kind of thought like, oh, maybe the bar has stuff they don't want. This other table had like 4 people at it, and they were like, yeah, our friend ordered us like a fuck ton of tequila. It's like an entire bottle of tequila. And then they just left. Like they didn't stay for it to show up. And they're all dressed up as like weird icons from various times. And they're like, I don't know, it's yours now. And it's just a fuck ton of tequila. There's like a pineapple like juice shots to like follow it up. Only a couple. It's mostly tequila. And so I'm sitting at this bar, and like all of a sudden I have like 5 other people who are like vaguely like upset with me, but like mostly okay. But we also have an entire night's worth of tequila. And then a very drunk man gets us a free toasted cheese sandwich, a whole bunch of tots, and a whole bunch of French fries. So all of a sudden it's turned into this like, I guess I paid like barely anything. I paid for a cup of coffee and a Rainier, but now I'm just getting like sandwiches and French fries and tater tots and like an entire bottle of tequila.
Yeah.
So that happened, and that's the night that I was headed home at 7 a.m. and also got some fine coffees and pastries and whatnot. Anyway, you want...
That seems like a fantastic and correct way to spend your night.
If you want some real luck, it's having Britney Spears show up and tell you that you're going to be getting an entire bottle of tequila.
I think that tops all of the luck combined that I have had, honestly.
I didn't do anything for that.
Yeah.
I just showed up.
That is some severe luck right there, actually.
There was like 4 hours of other lucky stuff that happened too. That's not even all of it, but that was like the most notable part of it.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyway. I'll probably die early. That's fine.
Did you do mannequins that day or not?
I didn't do mannequins.
So Co-Star's right again.
Well, let me check. There might be. Okay, I'm getting an email from something. I can't look at that right now. Let's see. On that day, my co-star said, "Don't dusk, dirty sheets, or hole in sweater, but do brown sugar, seaside, and linen." How's that read for you?
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds just like move to the Oregon coast and don't come back.
The day before that, it told me to do dirt bikes, bad tattoos, and tourist traps.
To do those things?
Which is absolutely stuff I would do.
Okay. Yeah, like I'm on board with... Sure, I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, whatever you did, you must have done it right that day.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're basically out of time. We will come back with more co-star news in like a week or so, because that has been infinitely entertaining and very weird.
This is now a co-star podcast.
Yeah, this is partially a co-star podcast from here on out.
Like a year and a half probably after it's any sort of important, but
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Nobody gives a shit about co-star anymore.
I don't care.
Also, a surprising number of people have it.
Yeah, I think maybe I needed to have connected it to my Facebook or something, because
Maybe.
I didn't want to do that. I wanted as little information as possible. That might be why I don't have too many people on there.
Yeah.
It's good to be selective about the people who show up on your co-star, I feel like.
Yeah, because it's going to say a lot of shit about them very quickly.
Yeah, I don't need some randos from high school showing up on my co-star. That's not important.
No. Anyway, from all of us out here in Missoula, Montana, fighting the good fight, Bajabbers and McClunky.
Fuck you.
And fuck you and be gone thoughts, I guess.
Yep.